User enumeration is like trying to guess someone's password, but instead of guessing the password directly, you're trying to guess their username first. Hackers do this because it's often easier to figure out a username than a password. Think of it like this. If you were trying to break into someone's house, would you rather try every key on a giant keyring or just try to find the one window that's unlocked? That's user enumeration in a nutshell. Hackers use different tricks to find valid usernames. They might try common names, look for hints in error messages, or even use automated tools to bombard a website with guesses. It's like a game of 20 questions, but instead of trying to guess an object, they're trying to guess your username, and trust me, you don't want them to win this game. Okay, so now you know what user enumeration is. But where does it actually happen? Well, it can happen on all sorts of websites and online services. Ever signed up for a forum and gotten an error message like, "Sorry, that username is already taken"? That's a prime example of user enumeration in action. The website just told you that a particular username exists, even if you didn't guess it correctly. Another common example is with email providers. Imagine you're trying to create a new email account and you enter a username only to be told it's already in use. Boom! User enumeration strikes again. These might seem like small, insignificant leaks of information, but to a hacker, they're valuable clues that can be used to piece together a user's online identity. Alright, so hackers can figure out some usernames. Who cares, right? Wrong. User enumeration might not seem like a big deal on its own, but it's often the first step in a much larger attack. Think of it as the reconnaissance phase, where hackers gather information before launching a full-blown assault. Once a hacker knows a valid username, they can then try to guess the password, launch targeted phishing attacks, or even try to reset the user's password entirely. This can lead to all sorts of nasty consequences like identity theft, financial fraud, and even full-blown account takeovers. Not exactly something you want to be dealing with, right? So how do we stop these pesky hackers from enumerating our users? Well, there are a few things websites and online services can do to make life much more difficult for them. Firstly, they can stop giving away so much information in error messages. Instead of saying, "Sorry, that username is already taken," they could say something more generic like, "Invalid username or password." Small change, big difference. Secondly, websites can implement something called rate limiting. This basically means putting a limit on how many times someone can try to guess a username or password within a certain time frame. Think of it like a speed limit for login attempts. Finally, and this is a big one, websites should educate their users about the importance of strong, unique passwords. Because let's face it, even if a hacker knows your username, they're not going to get very far if your password is an uncrackable fortress of random characters.